Hey Siri, play something chill. Got this mug at the Harley-Davidson Museum in Milwaukee. It's pretty cool, eh? Good morning, YouTube. It is January 26, 2022, and if you guys are anything like me, you're pretty stoked for this morning because it is the day that Harley has decided to announce all of their 2022 new year model lineups. So we're going to be taking a look at the further faster trailer, or cinematic little movie, whatever you want to call it, that they put together. If you guys haven't had a chance to look at the full thing yet, go ahead and do that. I'm actually going to be breaking that down in a whole different video. We're going to go ahead and look at the intro real quick, just so you guys get a little taste, because it's really cool. And then we're going to hop into the section that I'm most excited about. I think you guys probably will be too, but anyway, without further ado, we got it all loaded up. So here we go. Let's get into it.
We are kickstands up on the dawn of a new day. Amidst a fog of uncertainty, what is truly meaningful has become vividly clear. Freedom found on the open road. Moments of solitude found on roads less traveled. Bonds forged from steel and the turn of a wrench.
Okay, can I just say, I love what Harley does with their cinematography and the way that they shoot their commercials and stuff. Yo, Harley, if there's any one of your reps out here that happen to watch this video, hit me up. I would love to create something, because I love these videos. Anyway, going back.
We'll stop at nothing in pursuit of it. Memories that last a lifetime. And moments that take our breath away. There's no limit to how far we'll go, or where our adventures will take us. For it's in the pursuit that we find freedom. And through the journey, we come alive.
Hey, come up.
No matter from where we've come or where we've been, we are united in our pursuit. United, we ride.
Ooh. I love the intro. Okay, before we get into the full video, we're gonna actually save the full review for another time. I'm gonna kind of, react to some of my thoughts on some of the new bikes. We're gonna go through the whole thing step by step, but for the purposes of this video, I'm too excited. We have to jump into what I am most excited for, which is hands down got to be this section right here. Now, if you guys are unaware, there's been speculation for a long time now that Harley's gonna be releasing 2 new models for the Low Rider S, which is, if you don't know, that's the bike that I ride. That's my favorite Harley. But anyway, there's been a lot of speculation that there's going to be not only a new Low Rider S for 2022, but they're going to do a touring model as part of the replacement for the Sport Glide. And there's all these leaked photos that have been going on and all this kind of stuff. I'm sure you guys have seen it, but no one's known. It's all been rumors. No one knows what's this, what's that, if it's all real. So we're about to find out. So yeah, let's do it. Yeah. Ooh, there it is. The rumors are true. Nice. Okay, so the first thing you guys see, don't want to stop this too much. I want to let this kind of intro play out, but some of the first things that we see there, we see the gauges relocated to the handlebars. We see the 117 engine. Those are the two things. Those are the two things that people kind of knew for sure were going to be a thing from the leaked photos. So more on that in a second. Nice. That grate looks good. Oh. Oh. Yo! Stop it. No way it sounds like that from the factory, no way. Sounds good. Yes. Okay. Okay, so rumors are true. I didn't want to kind of react too strongly, but obviously I can't contain it. So I think that's sick, personally. I love that they're finally taking things and listening to the feedback that the community has given them. I think that people have been wanting these kind of changes on this bike for a really long time, honestly. You look at a lot of the ways that people are doing these bikes up, especially with the FXRT fairings, sound systems, bags, all the stuff that they're putting on them. They kind of want to do like a lowrider bagger hybrid. That's, honestly, that's the way I would do my bike for sure. So it's really nice to see Harley listening to the community and adding things that we want, essentially. They look at this and they see, essentially it's a trend that they're going to see and they're going to say, and I think it's really cool. I still don't believe it sounds like that from the factory.
We're just super excited about these two models, Low Rider S and now our new Low Rider family member, the Low Rider ST. We saw the reasons why Low Rider S was so popular. It gave you all of the great character and experience and emotional connection to our big twin powertrain, but in a package that was a little bit lighter, a little bit more nimble.
We had a couple years of production under our belt, so it was easy to see the tweaks that could be made to make that bike, which is already an incredible machine, and just take it to the next level.
Taller suspension, put the bags on it, put the fairing on it. Yeah.
First look from far away, you know it's a Low Rider S. Just the stance, just the presence of it.
Yep, that's true.
We retain the black and bronze. That's sort of like a trademark. And the gray is really hot in like a custom cars, hot rod scene right now. It's just the perfect secondary color.
I love that gray. I do
the
like
bike
that gray.
Performs exactly how it looks. That raw, unbridled feel to it. We bumped the 114 up to a 117.
That's nice.
It's really big news for Low Rider S fans.
If my bike had come with a 117 from the factory, I think that I know that the Low Rider S has been Harley's one of their most popular models, at least in recent years. I think had it come from the 117 or come with a 117 originally, hands down would have been sold out everywhere. I think it would have been everyone's go-to bike, just because you can't argue with that kind of power in the package that you're getting for the way it handles, the way it feels. If you like riding Harleys and you actually ride like real riding, not just, kind of cruising in a straight line, so to speak, I think it hands down would have been the most popular choice by far.
The powertrain is putting out 125 foot-pounds of torque, so it's a noticeable kick in the pants. We've got the heavy breather intake, along with a new exhaust system.
Low Rider S gets the 117, which is really cool, and that's the biggest motor that we have out of the box. We've also played with the location of the instrumentation and the suspension. We brought the bike up off the ground a little bit more to give it a little more lean angle. We've also taken the instrumentation and moved it from the console and the fuel tank and put it up into the riders.
Okay, this is interesting to me. Right here, you see kind of the way that they did the gauge. Now, I've heard a lot of mixed reviews about this, but what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Do you like that it's kind of this digital analog hybrid, or do you wish that they had done kind of what they did with the Sportster S gauge? I don't know if you guys have seen that, but the Sportster S gauge is like a full digital, and it gives you your music, gives you your nav, it gives you all of that kind of stuff that you expect in a lot of modern just vehicles in general, that technology. So what do you prefer? Let me know. Do you like having that convenience, or is kind of the more classic analog look more important to you? I don't know. What do you think?
To the rider's eyesight. And that's something that we heard directly from riders, that they wish they could had a little less movement in the neck and eyes to actually read the gauges
Yeah,
of
that's
the
a big one.
motorcycle.
We talked about that in the previous
If you
video.
think about the quintessential piece of DNA for modern Harley-Davidson, it's Low Rider S. So what's going to be the natural progression?
Sheesh. Ooh.
The Low Rider ST, we are super excited about what this is going to bring.
Okay.
This gets to that customer that may not need the
Okay.
full Grand American Touring, but is really looking for that.
Oh, interesting. So they did the Street Bob. We're going to go back to that. So they did the Street Bob, the old Street Bob digital gauge. So they did the old Street Bob digital gauge on this one instead of the full tack. Interesting. I wonder if that's going to be because maybe that's where the speakers are going to go there instead?
Touring,
I don't
but
know.
is really looking for that performance package and some of the protection that the fairing brings.
Fairings are
There's a
right.
fundamental shift that we saw happening a few years back. What folks were doing is they were leaning
The
into
profile on that bike looks really, really good. It has to be said. Like, that... The lines on that bike are nice. It looks like the bags might be a little bit higher than the Sport Glide, which is a big step in the right direction. I don't see speakers on the fairing, though. They had teased that there might be speakers, but I don't know. I don't know if I see it, so we'll have to take a look. But I like the look of this, like the overall, the lines. The fairing, I gotta be honest, is giving me a little bit of Indian Challenger vibes, maybe. Just a thought. I don't know.
performance, and really was taking root in Southern California.
We were seeing a lot of customers modify their bikes by increasing the displacement, tweaking the suspension, going through the expense of putting saddlebags on the bikes, adding aftermarket fixed fairings.
They were either restoring FXRTs or FXRs and putting that fairing on there, or they were taking the fairing at a swap meet and trying to, figure out how to get it on their Dyna.
Yep.
A lot of the shows that we pay attention to around the world, we started to see just a couple bikes that were like this. It'd be in a sea of 100 bikes that were kind of executed in the old manner. You would see 2 or 3 bikes that were done in this new way. And that's how we spot a trend. And that's where you have to go in and say, is there something here? Is this an anomaly, or is this something that's going to catch on?
What I say. So they see everyone doing their bikes this way and they go, oh, maybe we should do it that way.
We headed into the project with the pure emotion of what we want it to look like. Just like any other Harley, there's always respect to the history, being able to trace back the family tree. We have so much respect to FXR and FXRT. Wheelie G and design team came up with that iconic look. When I sketched this bike, this fairing in particular, I believe the bike deserves its own new identity, something more modern.
This is a purpose-built fairing. The styling team really took their time to massage it to get it to the spot where you see it today. You've got the side ducts straddling the headlight, which is a direct...
The profile, I don't know, it reminds me of the same way the Challenger looks. I don't know. I know the Challenger's a little bit wider, a little bit bigger because it's an actual touring bike, but it looks a little bit the same. I don't know. Maybe if they had added the bubble on the headlight part, like the FXRT fairings, it might be just a little bit more like that classic look. But I get that they're going for modern too, which it makes sense. It makes sense.
Throwback to the 80s FXRT, and through CFD simulation, the aerodynamic package that you've got on this vehicle is really dynamite.
Low Rider S is a little more relaxed cruiser. This one, I wanted riders to be in charge of the bike, sitting on top of the bike rather than sitting in the bike.
This is a true lightweight
Well, it's
rider.
gotta be
It's
taller.
got the performance punch, you know, that 125 foot-pounds of torque, and also comfortable on the long haul. The bike comes standard with cruise control.
So good. Oh,
We
wait,
wanted
I'm
the tallest
sorry. I almost missed that because I was excited about the 120 pounds of torque. Wait, it comes with cruise control standard? Thank you, Jesus. Finally. Oh my God.
Suspension in the rear, and that was a 56 millimeter shock. We did shift the saddlebags vertically 2 inches on a motorcycle compared to the Sport Glide, and you can remove the saddlebag in seconds.
For Low Rider ST, we have a suite of parts and accessories products.
Did
And
they
this
really do the skate wheel? They did the skate wheel for the crash bar. I love it.
audio system for Low Rider ST, it integrates seamlessly.
It
it's
is.
going to be loud. Customers are going to want
Okay.
to hear this thing with a full face helmet on because that's how they ride. So we have something that's waterproof. It's going to
Rockford Fosgates. Okay, so they put a Plex, essentially, on the front of the bike. So they basically did the mods that pretty much everyone is doing. They did it from the factory. Arguably, this is kind of like putting a Plex on the front of your bike. So it looks like it's going to sit up on the dash, right?
It's going to
it's
withstand the
good.
elements. It's truly the perfect package for our audio and performance customers.
I do love my Plex.
I still remember the excitement. First time we saw the bike, which was the mirror
Sick.
image of my sketch.
When we stepped back and looked at the finished product, every single person that I saw walk by that bike just stopped in their tracks and had that wow moment. Like that's special.
I think to some customers, this is going to be their version of touring. It's a new personality. It's a slightly new way to tour. If you live somewhere where you want to do some canyon carving or just some cruising, and, some performance riding, and a couple times a year you want to throw on some gear and head to Daytona or head to Sturgis or head to Fakkersee, Low Rider ST is just a great choice. It's the perfect combination of performance and touring.
I agree with that wholeheartedly. I think that they really hit the market really well for this because it's exactly that. It's guys that want to go rip it up in the canyons. Most of the time, that's the riding that they're doing. They don't need a full bagger most of the time because they still want that kind of more light, nimble package. But when you want to go a little bit more distance, I think this is going to add some of those kind of creature comforts that, that might make it a little bit better. Oh, and that was it. So, guys, let me know what you think. That was the Low Rider and Low Rider Touring. So, FXLRS and FXLRST. New models from Harley. I'm really stoked on this. I can't wait to get my hands on one and actually hopefully get a test ride in and give you guys a full review on the touring model. I think it's going to be interesting to see kind of the difference between how it feels that versus like my 2020 if I had like an FXR fairing on it, right? Like, I think it's a really similar kind of direction that they went, obviously, but I also think it's a good one because it really shows that they're listening to people and what they want. They're taking into account what the community is going for, and they're moving forward in that direction. So I think it's really cool. You guys let me know what you think in the comments. Do you like the new bikes? Do you not? Do you think they could have gone in a different direction? Other kind of changes that they need to go through? Or, did they nail it? I don't know. You guys let me know what you think. I'm pretty stoked to at least go take a look at them. Would I be trading in my 2020 for 2022? Probably not, but that's kind of based on what I have planned for my own bike, less so on what they're doing now. If I was still in the market for a new bike and I was looking for one, I hadn't gotten one yet, I'd be pretty stoked on these 2022 models. So that's gonna wrap it up for me on this one, guys. We are gonna go through this whole kind of trailer reveal thing in a future video, but I was just too excited. We had to get this one out there right now. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe, all the good YouTube stuff, and we will see you in the next one. I hope you guys enjoyed. Later.